Hello, Homestead. Please stand for the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Please stay standing for a moment of silence. From Homestead Media, this is HHS In Depth.
But at the same time, we have to be cognizant of the pressures that we create. Are there pressures we can relieve for both the students and for our teachers?
Major changes to the school's calendar are coming to Homestead at the end of the semester. But why did all of these changes occur? Cora Shaw interviews Dr. Ginder to get us all filled in.
Plus, with COVID-19 wiping out the Johnny Appleseed Festival for 2020, the Homestead Spartan Alliance Band had to get creative to continue offering their chicken and dumplings to the public this year. Those stories and more straight ahead. Thank you for joining us today. I'm Caleb Wood.
And I'm Tyler Veit. By now, most students have heard about the changes coming to our school year's calendar at the end of the first semester, including getting 3 extra days off at winter break and having no finals. But what were the reasons for the changes and how will they impact our second semester? HHS In Depth reporter Cora Shaw recently sat down with Principal Dr. Ginder to learn all about the details behind these changes.
Southwest has recently made the decision to take off the last 3 days of school that are usually used for final exams. This year, they will be intended for a different purpose.
We did move to cancel those days primarily so that our teachers can have time grading. They need extra time because of the 2 worlds our students are working in. And then also there's a concern about assessing in a dual world. How do you create assessments that are truly high stakes for some of our kids that are fair to all the parties? We hope to go deeper in the areas that we are teaching in, slow down a little bit to make sure that we get the depth that we need, and not rush toward a final exam.
The way grades will be weighted will be different than we are used to normally, with final exams typically being 15 to 20% of grades.
I think it's going to take some pressure off of students grade-wise. I'm not sure that's always good because we are trying to maintain the rigor of our courses and our expectations and assessments. But at the same time, we have to be cognizant of the pressures that we create. Are there pressures we can relieve for both the students and for our teachers? To say that we're going to not have finals going forward would be false. And it's possible we could even have finals this coming spring depending on how things are going. So this is definitely something we're doing in December. And certainly if we were to come back to school second semester or next fall and everybody's in the building and we're no longer doing real time, you can expect to have final exams again.
The decision to not have final exams is only solidified for this semester, so there is a possibility we could have final exams next semester. Reporting for HHS In Depth, I'm Cora Shaw.
Tryouts for the girls' swimming and diving team will be held next week at the Summit Natatorium. Diving tryouts will be Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday from 3 to 4:30 p.m. Swimming tryouts will be Monday from 3 to 5 p.m., Tuesday from 6 to 8 p.m., and Wednesday from 3 to 4:30 p.m. All athletes must have a completed physical on file in the athletic office prior to participating.
Interested in joining Key Club? The registration deadline has been extended to the end of the day today. Email Ms. Crawford at the email address shown here for the link to the online membership form. The form and club dues must be paid by the end of the day today.
Here are a few clubs meeting after school today. First off, K-Pop Club meets today right after school in room 924. Also, Euchre Club meets today after school in room 212. New players and experienced players are all welcome with snacks and drinks being provided.
Film Club meets every Tuesday after school in Mrs. Ricker's room, room 113. Get out there Tuesday and join them for snacks and films.
Catan Club will meet next Wednesday after school in room 932. New players are always welcome to join the club.
On our last 2 shows, you've met the members of the student government senior and junior classes.
Today we're bringing you part 3 where you'll meet the sophomore class officers and see what they're doing to make Homestead better for all students. Here's HHS In Depth reporter Michelle Obiama.
Welcome back to the 3rd installment of the 4-part series where I familiarize you with your student government. This week, we'll introduce you to your sophomore class officers.
I chose to run student government because I wanted to give each grade a safe but enjoyable year of high school. I wanted to gain not only leadership skills, but I also wanted to meet other people in my grade and get along with more people at Homestead.
I chose to run for student government in order to get more involved with the school as well as bring some new ideas to student government. I hope to gain some social skills as well as leadership skills.
I chose to run for student government because I wanted to get to know new people and also contribute to our school more.
Many of the sophomores new to student government hope to make a big impact.
I hope I can contribute some, pretty interesting ideas as well as some leadership for my class in student gov.
I just want to contribute, just like I said before, just a safe and enjoyable high school environment so that everyone can experience their freshman, sophomore, junior, or senior year.
The sophomore officers hope to bring in new ideas during their time in student government. Reporting for HHS In Depth, I'm Michelle Biama.
We're doing a drive-through and there's a huge turnout. It's something we make ourselves over a wood fire. It's delicious and people keep coming back every year.
So many organizations have been impacted financially by COVID-19, but that didn't stop Homestead Spartan Alliance from continuing their popular fall fundraiser.
When we come back, find out how the band's chicken and dumpling sale that usually takes place at the Johnny Appleseed Festival still went on during a pandemic.
Students experiencing connection issues to the school printer should go into their File Explorer and click on This PC. Then open up your disk drive, click on CMT Tech, and open the GP update file to start the update that will connect your computer to the printers. Make sure your laptop is charging and everything is backed up before executing the update. If this does not work, then look up printers and scanners in your Windows search bar, click on it, and then select the printer from the list and then click Add Printer. Make sure these printers start with either HHS or Follow Me, otherwise it may not print to the right location. If you are still unsure or need further assistance, stop by the IMC or send your message to the following email.
On a future HHS In Depth, Cole Steinecker visits the ASL Club and gets an in-depth look into the community as well as how you can join. Catch that story and more next week, only on HHS In Depth. You're watching HHS In Depth with Tyler Veit and Caleb Wood.
Welcome back, I'm Tyler Veit, and if you're planning on participating in Poetry Out Loud this year, please stop by room 117 after school next week on either Tuesday, October 27th or Thursday, October 29th. You can also email Mr. Beer if you are not able to attend at the email address shown here.
Best Buddies will host its Halloween party on Thursday, October 29th in the community room after school until 3:30. Take a bag of candy with you next Thursday. They hope to see you there.
Basket Weaving Club meets every other Thursday in Miss Ricker's room 204. Their next meeting will be Thursday, October 29th after school. No weaving experience is necessary to join the club.
Once the Johnny Appleseed Festival was officially canceled due to COVID-19, leaders within the Spartan Alliance band began thinking of ways to continue its popular chicken and dumplings fundraiser, which culminated in a drive-through sale last week on school grounds. HHS In Depth reporter Jenna Lane is now in with a recap of the band's big day.
The Johnny Appleseed Festival was canceled this year due to COVID-19, but that doesn't mean that the Spartan Alliance Band can't have their annual chicken and dumplings booth. Along with an atypical school year comes changes to this popular yearly event.
Last year it was held at the Johnny Appleseed Festival, but this year it's being held at school. So a lot of things are different. Last year usually people would go and they could just get like serving size so they could eat it, but now we can't do that, so we just give them the quarts.
It's the first time this year because we normally do this at Johnny Appleseed and there is no Johnny Appleseed this year. So we're doing a drive-through and there's a huge turnout. It's something we make ourselves over a wood fire. It's delicious and people keep coming back every year.
Even as a one-day event at Homestead, the chicken and dumpling sale is an important part of raising funds for the Spartan Alliance Band.
The way that it helps out the Spartan Alliance is being able to raise funds for all the extracurricular activities that we have at Homestead.
We help out like the profit for the band, get like money out for us and help the profit for more equipment for the next years and later on, and it helps us get more money and help out the community a lot more.
There were high hopes and an even higher attendance this year as the event kicked off last Saturday.
In terms of turnout, it's tremendous. We opened at 11 o'clock and we had 100 cars in line already.
The parking lot's pretty packed as usual, and which is really good, and a lot of people come out with a lot of families, so it's going to be a really great year.
because it's a last-minute put-together restaurant, so to speak. We are working out quirks, but honestly, we're doing fantastic. Our volunteers and even the kiddos are eager to assist in any way.
Despite differences from prior years, Homestead was still able to get their fill of chicken and dumplings and help raise money for the Spartan Alliance. Reporting for HHS In Depth, I'm Jenna Lane.
There are many Homestead students that get to perform duties at school that gets them out of the traditional classroom setting. One of those is being computer tech assistants. To learn more about this job and what kinds of issues they fix on a daily basis, here's HHS In Depth reporter William Bouquet.
With over 2,000 students here at Homestead, there are bound to be some tech issues with the computers. Here's what some students have done with their skills in the tech department.
Typically, I'll just help people in room 301 with their laptop troubles. I image laptops and clean the loaners that need fixed. I'm just learning a lot about what goes on behind the scenes here.
With the different responsibilities of these tech assistants come different requirements for the class.
I learned about it from a friend, and he basically referenced me and told me to email Mrs. Reibold about it. And it's the same sign-up process as a TA. So this is my study hall period, and I'm here instead of in study hall.
After seeing all the issues that arise with these computers, certain problems are found more than others.
Probably our most frequent issue is the sound not working. And what we do with that is we have the kids bring their laptops in and we install a new driver in it, and that typically gets it fixed.
Obviously, a couple weeks ago we had that big computer issue with the black screens and stuff, that software update. But people can't also get into Word and write their essays and stuff that they need to do in there.
Even with these problems, the opportunities stand out.
I'd say this is a lot better than study hall. It's mostly really quiet, and I get to work with computers, which I really like. So it's overall a pretty good experience.
Homestead provides opportunities for students, and these students have found their way of giving back. Reporting for HHS In Depth, I'm William Bouquet.
Turning to weather now, the weather has spanned about 3 seasons over the last week, with yesterday and today feeling more like September.
Carly Flanagan is in now to tell us what we can expect for the rest of the weekend.
You will want to take advantage of today's high temperature because this weekend is going to be very cold. Yesterday and today's 70 degrees could potentially be the last of the 70s we see until next spring. Be sure to bring an umbrella if you have any plans tonight, as we can expect scattered thunderstorms throughout the evening and well into the rest of our weekend. That's all for now, but I'll be back later to give a run of the 7-day forecast.
All right, thank you, Carly.
Well, it's hard to believe it, but the fall sports season is nearly over.
Ashton joins us now with a check of the sports.
Yeah, we only have 4 teams left in postseason action, 3 this weekend. Both cross-country teams gearing up for semi-state tomorrow. Volleyball is heading to regionals. A lot of action in Homestead athletics. Coming up, we'll get you caught up on the teams still in the postseason and a recap of the football team winning another SAC title. It's all next in sports.
Next week, it's Homestead versus the Snyder Panthers. A rematch from the regular season, Homestead beating the Panthers by 30 points. Winner moves on to round 2 and the loser goes home. Watch the game on Homestead Live or listen on the .91 FM.
Welcome back. I'm Ashton Ackman. 4 teams remain in the postseason. We'll get to the recap of the athletic action over the weekend in a moment, but first, the Homestead football team won their 2nd straight SAC title this past Friday. With a recap of the game against Southside, here's sports reporter Caleb Wood.
The final week of the regular season, and with the conference title on the line, it's the Homestead Spartans at Southside. Nate Anderson racking up the points for Homestead last Friday. Here's the pass from Ormsby. He would throw for 225 yards. Anderson brings it to the house. Carter Dixon put the Spartans up by 10. The field goal is good. And Nate Anderson again with the reception. 177 total yards for the night. He dives for the pylon, putting the Spartans up by 24-0 after the first half. Third quarter, it's Anderson yet again with the 28-yard touchdown pass. The Spartans getting the final win of the regular season, 41-0. The SAC victory bell will be staying with Homestead for another year as the Spartans win the conference with an 8-1 record.
I kind of obviously had to prove myself and had to fill some big shoes with Luke Goody, but I knew that if I trusted my team and trusted in my coach that I had to easily get it done.
The SAC top 3 for 2020 is Homestead in first, followed by Bishop Dwenger and Carroll in second and third respectively. The football team has a bye week this week but is gearing up for the sectional game against Snyder next week.
Taking a look at recent Homestead athletic action over the past week, both cross-country teams were in action at the regional meet in West Noble this past Saturday. The girls placed third, led by freshman Addison Canablo, who was the individual champion, crossing the finish line with a time of 18:39. Two more Spartans broke into the top 20. Senior Claire Weidler came in at 17th, and sophomore Elise Peckinpah crossed the line at 20th place. On the boys' side, 3 Spartans placed among the top 20 to finish third overall as a team. Leading Homestead was junior Ethan Bates, who finished in 7th with a 16:25 5K. Senior Donnie McCardle came in 13th at 16:50, and freshman Bryson Leffers squeezed into 16th with a time of 16:58. Both teams advance to the semi-state race tomorrow morning in Huntington. The volleyball team is your sectional champion after taking down New Haven 3-0. Emma Mollering had 11 kills, Ellie Spang had 8 aces, and Michaela Kelly had 12 digs. They face Hamilton Southeastern down in Noblesville tomorrow morning. The boys tennis team finished their impressive season, falling in the state tournament to the eventual champion Carmel. The boys finished the season with a record of 17-5, taking down numerous ranked teams, and was ranked 4th in the state. The girls soccer team put up a good fight in the regional tournament at Logansport on Saturday. The team fell 2-1 to Noblesville. Junior Ryan Parrish put one on the board for Homestead in the second half. The Lady Spartans end the season with a 16-3 record. And the boys soccer team also finished their season at regionals in Kokomo. The Spartans fell to Fishers 4-0. The team finished the year with a 9-7-2 record. So the season might be winding down, but still a lot of Homestead athletic action.
All right, thank you, Ashton.
Carly has a final check of the forecast when we come back.
Women in Business's first event is November 3rd with Gail Herendine from 6 to 8 p.m. at her studio. She will discuss her own experience in business along with taking a shoot with the girls in attendance. Neutral colors are recommended for the shoot, so everyone is color coordinated. There will be a $5 suggestion fee to enter in order to support Homestead's Dance Marathon Club. Gail will shoot with a winner of a drawing contest, and each person in attendance automatically gets one raffle. Additional tickets can be purchased for $2 in order to increase your chance of winning. All proceeds from the raffle and entrance will directly benefit Riley Hospital. Transportation to and from this event will not be provided, so everyone will need their own ride to the studio, which is located at 112 West Washington across from the Grand Wayne Center. Permission slip forms will be needed due to COVID-19 and can be picked up in Mrs. Hoshie's room 514, or you can email me at the email shown here for more information. Invite your friends and bring a mask as they are mandatory. Our goal is to make this as eventful as possible, and we hope to see you there.
Taking a look at our 7-day forecast, next week is shaping up to be a cold one as temperatures will never break the mid-50s all week long. The 70s we got today and yesterday aren't anywhere to be found in the extended forecast, and we may not see those types of highs again until next spring. And to make matters worse, you can expect rain to be a part of the forecast on Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday. So be sure to prepare for that when we come back to school after the flex day on Monday. It looks like fall is here to stay for good.
All right, Carly, thank you, and thank you for watching today.
No football tonight as Class 6A is on a bye in the postseason this week, but we want to wish all sports teams a good luck in their respective postseason tournaments tomorrow.
We'll be back next week with an all-new edition of HHS In Depth.
Have a great weekend. Don't forget about the Flex Day Monday.
We'll see you again next week.